And welcome back. A few years from now, you might be able to order something online from Amazon.ca and have it delivered within 30 minutes to your front door. That's what the online company is proposing, but there is a really interesting twist here. It won't be delivered by an actual person, but rather it will be shipped by one of these. Wait for it. It is coming. An unmanned drone of sorts. You know, one of these unmanned aerial devices, and it would actually take this box, it would lift it up, and it would fly it to your home. Front door-to-door delivery for you to pick up. Joining us to talk a little bit more about this possibility is Dave Kresch. He's co-founder and president of Aireon Labs, which manufactures unmanned aerial systems, drones. He comes to us from our studio in Toronto. And there we go, Dave. We see the drone on its way delivering a package to somebody somewhere. What do you make of this news? Exciting.
It's very exciting. It raises a lot of awareness for an industry that's actually been around for quite a while.
What do you think are the implications here? I mean, first of all, let me backtrack and ask you, is this realistic? Could this actually work, do you think?
I think it could. Could it work tomorrow? No, I think it's a little ways away. Sort of science fiction always gives you a vision to pull towards, and I think that's a little bit of what this is.
What are the major obstacles that you see, at least nowadays?
I think the single biggest obstacle is actually safety. We want to make sure that this isn't sucked into the engine of a 747 carrying people or lands on somebody on the ground. So I think that's probably the single biggest barrier. Technology, that's the easy stuff.
Right, and I guess the other thing is exactly as you're saying, just to build on that, is how do you make sure that you don't have hundreds or thousands of these things flying everywhere?
Precisely. Yeah, and that's where there has been an industry, and my company Aireon Labs sells drones for commercial use and police use all over the world. For example, the OPP uses them on the 401 to clear traffic accidents, taking the traffic accident clearing time from an hour and a half to 15 minutes. So if you get home sooner, you sometimes have us to thank. Now
I understand you brought one of these little guys in here. You're going to show us right now.
I did. Yeah, this is the Aireon Sky Ranger. So it's a souped up version of some of the toy ones that you may have seen in the past.
Wow.
It's got dual cameras, infrared cameras, and visible light cameras, and it flies for nearly an hour.
So could that thing actually lift up a package? If I wanted to, I don't know, buy some books or CDs, could it actually bring them to me? Or does it have the capacity, the lift capacity, I guess you would call it?
Absolutely, yeah. This system here can lift about 1 kilogram, and it's all GPS controlled. So actually it controls itself. You tell it where to go, and it flies itself. So yeah, it could very definitely take off from one place, land another place, and drop off a package.
Has your company ever been approached about assisting in something like this? I mean, if not from Amazon, then other sort of commercial uses?
Commercial uses or humanitarian uses even, dropping off medication in a remote village, that kind of thing. Absolutely, we've been approached by numerous people doing that. The challenges have been thus far safety, making sure, again, safety in the air and safety on the ground. And really where we're seeing more applications is the places where you use cameras today. So whether that's replacing a helicopter, for everything from looking for gas leaks to doing mining or accident reconstruction, like I mentioned.
For sure. Some folks, of course, as you know, worried about privacy concerns. If you put cameras on these things, monitoring us here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's one of those problems that's been solved long ago. By the time you had a helicopter and put somebody on the helicopter with a camera, we've solved all of the laws and regulations around when you can use a camera on a helicopter and airborne law enforcement, for example. So that's again one of the things that I think people sort of sometimes take a little bit more seriously than we've solved those problems.
All right, just real quick, who would fly these things?
I think in the case of our users, it's really anyone. We've designed this to be used by the average person that would be a power line inspector or a police officer. So you don't need any special training. With our system, if you can use Google Maps, you can fly it, touch it, and tell it where to go. So really anyone who's out there working in the field today.
And they're pretty easy to fly?
Absolutely. They fly themselves in winds 65 kilometers an hour and gusting to 90. So it's work in all real world conditions, yeah.
Dave, it's been great talking to you.
Thank
Exciting
you.
Sign of the times. Thanks so much.
Take care. Thanks.